Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm here. I'm just preparing for the stream. The sound is good. Yep. Um, and if I talk a bit closer like this, also, also good. Okay. So, uh, yeah. What did I do before stream? I'm fine. Let me check. Surface effects. Electricity poles. Ah, yes. Procedural curved bridges. Okay, actually, let me do that at the beginning. Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream, or if you're here for the first time. Okay. If you're here for the first time, welcome. This is a development stream for Shakedown, the game as it is right now called, which hopefully is going to be done in 1 week. Yes, I'm trying to push it to publish it on the next Wednesday, which is, tight, but let's see. So yeah, what did we do yesterday? Let me show the game first. That's the kind of the most important thing. Yeah, so I need to just, of course, I forgot. Okay. If I run this, the game should start. The sound of the game is not on. Okay, so, whoops. I was playing around a bit with mip maps. So yeah, that's a new thing that I added yesterday. And I was playing with the mip map bias because you can actually manipulate the mip maps. And yeah, so it changes the distance at which mip maps start and end. So as you can see, the detailed texture is there, but it just overestimates sort of, or underestimate. No, it overestimates and then drops to a lower resolution sooner than it should. But yeah, I thought, oh, this is actually a nice art style. But actually, I was just playing around and I totally forgot to revert it to a non-weird mipmap setting. So yeah, I actually added this mipmap setting to my config file. So if you open the config file, you can see that mip bias is 5. And if I put it to 0, the mip bias is the textures are going to look normal, but the far textures like this scene uniforms Okay, so the far textures of the house, for example, of this house, when it drops a little bit too soon. So the texture becomes a bit mushy for my taste. I do like it when there is a little bit of noise in the textures, right? And so what you need to do actually is yeah, so one another problem is that when you're looking at a very low angle, you can kind of see in the in the road that it drops to a lower resolution, which is a bit annoying. So actually what you can do is you can wiggle the bias a bit. So if I say -1, then it will the texture drop will be later or further away. And so you still have this kind of sharpness of the textures, a little bit more sharpness, but it doesn't make the just everything look very noisy as it did before. I should just put okay. So yeah, that's what mipmap bias does. You see the texture of this stone is quite detailed, even if I like go out, and it's not that noisy, because if I do put the mipmap bias to something crazy like -10, or if I just disable mipmaps totally, everything that is far away becomes everything that's far away becomes very noisy. So you know, if I zoom in this piece, you can see that, you know, there's the detail is not preserved very well. It's very, very, very noisy when it comes to pixels. And you know, far away you can't even see what's a road, what's you know, even almost the grass and road is unnoticeable because it's all this noise. And here there is like a little the gutter that kind of almost disappears into the rocks texture. Yeah. So yeah, what's a wall and what's a gate here? So yeah, that's yeah. Before yesterday, I didn't actually have mip bias. I'm gonna leave it at -5. Before yesterday, I didn't have mip maps at all, so I added them. And let me remove these parameters inline. So yesterday, what I did is I added these. Basically, I thought that mip mapping would be more difficult in OpenGL, but actually, it's just setting a few parameters. So in my case here, I have, if I don't have mip maps, you just set a normal filter, which is either nearest or linear, depending on the parameters I pass it. In my case, these are nearest in Shakedown. And then if you do want mip maps, you just need to set this filtering to either nearest mipmap nearest or linear mipmap linear, which is like, this is trilinear basically sampling, and this is nearest. So yeah, the nearest in 3D sort of. So it will go onto the nearest nearest texture drop in a nearest fashion without any interpolation, and also between pixels. So that's why there's two nearests. So yeah. And then I also set the mip bias, which I get from my text file that I showed just here. And another thing that you just need to do is you need to generate mip maps. So the texture needs to generate mip maps, and that's with this command, gl generate mip map. And that's pretty much it. And then you magically have mip maps, which is cool. One more thing I added. So today I was playing around with this filtering, I just added an ability to read it from config. And yeah, I just added this little function for getting floats from ini files. So if it doesn't, if an entry doesn't exist in a config, I just get a default. Yeah, I return a default value which I pass over here. And I can probably make one for ints as well. Well, I can just copy this. And yeah, I could even make a template, but let's not do that. So using an int, and then instead of stuff, I'm gonna use stoy. Read this, and that's basically it, I think. And then I can replace those I can replace these with a nicer function, which is int, right? And I just pass strings like this. And then I don't need a CS constant strings. I need yeah, the entry is with, oh yeah, I need to pass an ini as well. And then I have a default. So what's the default? Let's go with 800 by 600. So this is going to be the height. 600. Okay, a little bit cleaner. There's another one, which is window mode. Oh, okay, it's a number. I even forgot about that. Hello, Pirxos. Nice to see you. I might actually even move this to a different file so that I don't overpopulate this. So I do need an ini structure. And I need an SPD log so I can log this warnings. Okay. Window mode. Borderless full screen. Oh, borderless full screen is okay. 0, 1. So this stoy thing actually doesn't return if there is an error. How does stoy even handle errors? If no conversion could be performed, an invalid argument exception is thrown. Okay, so it does it with exceptions, which is great. Exception handling. I don't see stoy anywhere in this. Okay, I personally find that there is no. What the hell? Oh, why not use regex? No, don't use. An exception safe wrapper for as to this toy. I wish it was like instead of handling exceptions, I wish it was just return a bool like a C#. Okay, let me just move this. I'm sorry for delaying my making of houses, but just a little bit of engine cleanup. Let's call this, I don't know, config utils, something like that. I probably don't have those. No, I don't. Ini, is there anything about ini? No. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to move these into my here, and I'm gonna include, so I need to include ini parser. Is it ini h? Is it in my PSH? Ini h, yeah, it is. So yeah, I include ini. I include, oh right, I even have this C string. Include string. And I'm gonna include, what else is there? Can I actually define this twice? Because I am using this. So what if you include, what if you define the using twice? Is it going to work? I don't know. So yeah, I have a string and I have an ini. And I need spd log. Yeah, include spd log. Okay, so now I'm gonna put include ini no config utils. I guess that. Maybe no, let's keep it here. Okay, so it should work out of the box. Yeah. Okay, let's compile. Hello, Axio. Audi ini. What about Audi ini? Is that a link? It's probably not a link. Okay, it has built. It does give me a warning, which is perfect, which is exactly what I want. And I moved some of the functions to a different file. So yeah, I do have a little warning that says config entry graphics MIP bias not found using default. That's because the when you run the game from the Visual Studio, it will actually use a different folder for a configs. But if I run the game from here, then it will not give me an error and it will actually use this config. So yeah, that's the difference. That's the thing. Okay, so we don't okay, let's go on to doing the actual stuff. So as I said before stream, I added MIP maps, which I showed in the first 20 minutes of this this stream. And today on stream, I'm gonna finish the houses finally. I make a few more of these. Wait, oh, I didn't even load the track. Okay, so there I have my beautiful houses, which I managed to create a certain like pattern of polygons to make use of GI, which I figured out yesterday late night on stream. And by the way, this stream is not gonna go until midnight, past midnight like yesterday, because I'm going somewhere tonight, and so this is going to be just a 2 or 3 hour stream. And as you can see, this is my old house. My old house, you can see how terrible these polygons are, this black stuff. And then also this corner, which is just awful. And I couldn't fix that in any way. And so I thought, okay, I have to redo houses with light maps in mind, with like vertex baking in mind. And then I thought, okay, how do I design these? And well, here's the trick. The trick is to make sure that all the polygons have about the right distance from the edges, and then also make sure that they're like nicer quads which continue onto the neck, because as soon as you have some triangles, some weird things like here, like in this case, as you can see, I have a lot of weird unconnected faces. This is not a quad, this is a huge polygon with different edges crisscrossing everything, and so yeah, that's terrible. So for every hole you make, you need to make a nicer equal area sort of, you know, quad, and just make sure that there's not many, you know, edges going into a single point. So yeah, that's how it worked. And then last night, late last night, I also added wait, what is this? This is just isolated, I think. Oh, wow, beautiful. This is face orientation mode. Yeah, I added these, oh, is it, oh, pure texture, okay. So this is without the shading. I added these gutters. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can see the view with vertex color. You can see the view with pure textures. And basically in game, those two are combined. So then you get something more that looks like this sort of thing. No, wait, texture and attribute can't be mixed. Okay, so I need to use this, but then I can also, I see the lighting. Whatever, we can imagine it. So yeah, what am I gonna do today? Today I'm gonna make a few more combinations of houses so that I can, oh yeah, and yeah, you can see this thing where I am like, I'm also had to make this like polygon sort of border around the chimney so that the shadows look more acceptable, because yeah, it's not great, but if I didn't have that and I just had a flat roof, this black line would go all the way to the other edge of the roof. So, you know, from the distance it looks okay. And by the way, this whiteness over here is actually a bounced light from this wall. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And as well here, this lightness is bounced from this. And yeah, one more thing I did yesterday was I figured out how to properly do GI, bake vertex GI in Blender, which previously I used this shadow thing. So if you go to the bake, I used to use this variant, which says shadow. And if you bake that, you can see that it just makes one side of the model completely black. Everything that is opposite from the sun is totally black, and so in the game it didn't look very good. And then I finally figured out that with the help from the Holy Moose as well, I figured out that these are the settings you need to do for full GI. And that's actually the most important, is to turn off the diffuse, even if it doesn't, even if you think that it makes sense to use diffuse. But the problem is that using diffuse is actually going to print the texture of itself. The house texture of itself is going to print on the house into the vertex. So if I turn on diffuse and I bake, you can see that the roof becomes red, and that's not actually what I want. I want to not add the diffuse. I only want to use the glossy reflection, which kind of doesn't make any sense, but it looks good. Yeah, I thought that turning off direct would do that, but nope. You do need to have both direct and indirect. Direct just means that it will use the sun directly. So if the sun is being cast from this side, it is going to use the direct rays of the sun, and indirect means it will just use the bounced. But what I want to do is I want to only have lighting, right? That's the point. Okay, so let's go on to making some more things. What I want to do after houses, I want to procedural curved bridges. Yes, I do actually have geometry nodes for that, but what I mean that for that is, for example, this is actually supposed to be a bridge. Did you know? Because let me go to the general view so you can see it a bit better. This is like a river coming down from above. You can see here it's a little dip, and this is a river, and the stream is going down, and there needs to be a little arch here that defines the bridge. That's one thing. And the second thing is there's more of these little bridges on top here as well, and it may be here as well. I can't remember now. No, there's not. Yeah, there is one here. Here there should be an arch, and of course we have the big bridge, but the big bridge is already done. I just need to apply this the geometry node and like combine it with everything else. And then you have, yeah, that's it when it comes to bridges, but it just needs to be done. Oh yeah, and there's also this town bridge, which is already there, kind of, but yeah, the beginning needs to be done. So I do want to have a little curved bridge over here and over there and over there. So there's three curved bridges to make with geometry nodes. Then what else is there to do? Church, yes. So I'm gonna make a little church. So I do have a little reference. Is it this one? Can't remember. This is one of those that Farfadet sent me. Oh, that's actually a nice fountain. Is this a fountain or what is this? It's just a cross. Okay, maybe we should make one of these. Cross. That's going to be easy to make. Just a few chamfers. I'm going to keep that. Which one is this? Nice stairs. Very similar to mine, actually. Surprise, surprise. Oh, and there's actually a wooden fence. Oh, this is not a fence. What is this? This is like a shed. Interesting. I could make this wooden shed. Oh yeah, let's add a wooden shed as well. Wooden shed. I could make this wooden shed out of just using my wooden fence here. And what else? Oh, there's some more wood, some more sheds. And this one is erected on the stone. Interesting. What does it say? Oh, it says Rue something. The street. Oh, what is this? Ah. Châteauneuf d'Entrepreneur. I don't know. Something. Oh, look at that GI. Oh, I think this is just darkening from water or something. Look how nicely dark it is in this corner. Ambient occlusion. Okay, so. Oh, there is a fountain. Not bad. It looks like a keyhole. Very thief keepers look. Oh, and some nice mountains in the back. Perfect. It looks exactly like my texture. It looks exactly like this. Nice. Okay. And what else do we notice? We notice some random flower pots everywhere. And oh shit, you know what is missing from the game? Cars. There's so many cars around, and I don't have any good car models. Oh, I do actually have. Okay, I do actually have from Podvarak. Like I could use a few of those. Yeah, and there's also some wooden gates. I have totally forgotten about gates. Is there any church in here in this town? Just getting lost in a little French town. It's called Saint something. Is there a church? So there is some tower. Street of the school. So there's a school as well here, I guess. There's a hotel. I'm guessing that this could be a church. Is there a street view? Yes, there is. Huh. No, it's not a school. It's not the church. But I really like this building. Oh, there's some big sort of garage type doors. The phone booth, a bunch of balconies also. Yeah, balconies. Are there any balconies? Do French like balconies? I think they just have this. Oh, this is interesting. Like two sets of stairs going to two different floors, except this is not a floor. This is like a half floor. Interesting. I guess there is a. Is there a wall between? But no, there is no wall between because there's a window here. That's super interesting. Like, why did they build it like this? Oh, look at that. That's not a balcony, but it's an extension. Somebody put a bathtub here or something. So yeah, seems like this is a churchless town. Nice roof, very similar to mine. Maybe that means that there is a different. There might be a church somewhere else. What is this? Oh! This seems like a graveyard or something. Maybe this is the church. Ah, it is. It's the shadow. I just noticed it. And of course it's behind the trees, so you can't even see it. Maybe this is like a monastery or something. You know, I could just make a church building and then put a church in the somewhere in the mountains as well, like the copy of it. Like, oh, that's a monastery and that's a church. Okay, so I do want to save this town. But also, oh, there's some ski lifts here. Nice. Oh, I did save this place. Chapelle. Oh, there's a chapel in the middle of nowhere. Nice. So there was also this map with a little with a big church. Oh yeah, it's this one. And it was somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is the kind of church that I could make more interesting rather than just a square. But yeah, it might be a bit too complicated to make. What does the front look like? Oh, I see. It's a double tower church. Interesting. Yeah, this is maybe too much. This might be a bit too much. I do actually want a little simpler church. What if I just Google French town church? Oh no, French town church. It's a place in America. Church in a typical French village. There it is. But this wall is weird. Oh, look at that. Now this is great. I like this. It's very square. Maybe like this. This is cool. Oh, look at that. I like that. I like the simplicity of this. We're just looking for the most aesthetic and at the same time easy to make churches so that I don't spend 3 days making one. This is not bad. Also, it should be. Oh, look at that. I like this. Is there. Oh, another one which is nice. I like this type of roof. So many nice churches. Yeah, this is the kind of look that I'm going for. Like, like a tower peeking through the village. Look, this is exactly my house. It's very similar. Oh, I need to add shutters as well. I forgot. Not bad. Okay, we have some examples. There's a church in old French town in summer, but it doesn't say where it is. Oh, here is a wider view. Perfect. Cool. Can I open an image? Great. Well, the wide angle lens is kind of weird, but yeah, the most important thing I think is the tower, which should be a square, and then the rest is kind of very freeform. Burgundy Town Church. It could just be a box like this. But then putting some medieval touch on it is nice as well. As long as it's actually visible in game. So yeah, maybe the front can be kind of like this. But the back could be curved like, where's the one? Where is my dear, is it this? Church? No, that's some shop. What's the name of this town? Gordon Church. There it is. Yeah, I really like these how do you call this? There's like supporting walls. They're nice. So maybe I'm gonna add a few around the structure. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I like this. I like these support structures. So maybe I'm gonna make the back of the church like this. Yeah, let's actually make something like this. So, yeah, I said I'm gonna do houses, but let's make the church first because that's more interesting. So I'm gonna isolate this, and then let's make. Actually, I could just copy this, maybe. Well, it doesn't have a chimney. No, let's not copy. Let's make a new one. Flying buttress. Yes, that's it. Hello, then dash. Yeah, I think flying buttress is the one that is actually separate from the structure. Like, right? Flying. I think the normal buttress is the one that's not. Yeah. So I think the flying buttress is the one that is like split. So it's like a pillar that has this arch across. And a normal buttress is the one that is just like a wall. Yeah. So the flying buttress is this thing, not the pillar itself, I think. Yeah. So the buttress is kind of this bridge thing. Flying buttresses between buildings. Why did they use to make these flying buttresses between buildings? Angled buttress. Clasping or clamped buttress. Diagonal of French. Okay. Structure built against or projecting from a wall which serves to support or reinforce the wall. Yeah, so, yeah, here is a non-flying buttress. That's kind of the supporting wall. Oh wow, these are huge. Now that's a wall. Buttresses to support the wall of this row house. Were constructed after its neighboring house was taken down. Ah, I see. Interesting. As a support. Wow, what the hell is this? Daniel Johnson Dam. I never heard of it. Yeah, so yeah, buttresses. Daniel Johnson Dam. How does that look like from other angles? I'm sorry for a little off topic. Whoa, that looks cool. I like those arches. Did they really have to build them as arches, or is that just for fun? Like, oh yeah, that's gonna look cool. Wow, there's a gigantic lake in front. That's crazy. Yeah. Oh wow, it is as big as the Eiffel Tower. That's amazing. Not as big, I mean, it's like 3/4. Okay. Anyway, let's build a church. So, what we have here is we have a normal roof, right? I'm gonna cut it like this, raise it, kind of normalish roof, but then the trick, style points. Yeah, it's style points for the dam. So we're gonna have an entrance here, and we are going to have a tower in front here, But let's do this double stacked church. I think it kind of looks cooler. What do I mean by double stacked? I mean like the one that has a where was my example? Oh, yeah, one thing, I'm sorry for a little off topic again. It's not off topic, it's still on topic. But yeah, these rally drivers are this week. Rally drivers are practicing for Monte Carlo, and they're in France already. And yeah, there's a lot of videos coming out. This one came 4 hours ago, and of Calle Rovampera practicing, and yeah, it's pretty amazing, and the sound as well. I love it. And yeah, it's just I love that it's kind of overcast and you can see the textures, and there's so many trees that I have none of in my game. Uh, so yeah, that's a really good reference for how the game should look like. I really like the colors as well, the grading sort of. It's very mellow sort of, and very pleasing to the eye. But yeah, if you just Google Rally Monte Carlo 2023, and also, I mean, amazing sounds. There's also a lot of things flying, like you can see the leaves. Oh, and there's also dirt. Yeah, a lot of stuff to do. Oh, and the way that he picks up. Oh my god, too good. Too hard to implement. Oh, look at that. Just passing through dirt. Oh, so good. Okay. If you just Google Rally Monte Carlo 2023, you can see a lot of these like, oh, look, people are practicing, and you can see so many of them. So yeah, the rally is actually next week. It starts on Thursday, I think. Yeah, Thursday. And yeah, this week people are testing and trying out their maybe new cars, maybe old cars, I don't know. They don't make new cars as often as in Formula One, which they do every year. So yeah, nice flying, but or normal buttresses. And now I have no idea where I had this double church. Maybe it shouldn't be a double church. Maybe it should be a normal church, because that seems to be the most common. Okay, so actually, right at the start, when it comes to the ending, the other side, let's do a little. Yeah, and now I can't find. Where was this? Yeah, this is the church, Église. Yeah, this thing. So the rear end, I think it's more interesting for the rear end to end in a semicircle like this. And how many sides is there? Let's see actually is there a 3D view? Please tell me there is 3D view. I doubt. Yeah, there is no 3D view. Okay. But yeah, you can see that, oh, it's actually low poly. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually 5-sided. That's interesting. Yeah, let's do something like that. So, I'm gonna make a cylinder. A cylinder, which is... Whoops. Oh no, I did not... Okay, yeah, let's put this stuff here, and then make the cylinder, make it 10-sided, right? So then we have 5 sides per 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. That's it, right? Cap fill style. We don't want to do that. Okay, so now I have to rotate this by how much? 17.5? I think so. Okay, and then let's rescale it so that it matches the edges here. Yeah, something like this. And then rescale it to match approximately this. I don't need to put it exactly. What is going on here? Oh, cool. My 17.5 rotation is incorrect. Okay, I have to calculate it now manually. So what is it? 360. No, it should be 180 by 5. Is 36 by 2. Oh, it's actually 18 degrees. Interesting. It's not 17. Yeah, this is correct. Yeah. Now, let's delete this. Whoops. Can also delete the bottom. I'm gonna delete this. Let's actually isolate only this. Okay, and now I can cut this. Delete these. Oh, why did I even cut that? And now what we have to do is we're gonna join this. Whoa! It was actually the other way around. Let me just merge these. Wait. I think it was like this. So sort of like this. And merge by distance, perfect. And then I'm gonna close these, and these. And there we go. This is our church roof. Nice and simple. Okay, so we basically made something like on the Google Maps, this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or maybe it's a 6. Ah, who cares? Okay, so, and now we're gonna have these buttresses on the side. So let's make this okay, yeah. Something like this. And how tall are actually the buttresses? They don't go all the way to the roof for sure. No. They end up a little like earlier than the roof. And then they also slope. Okay. And yeah, and then we're gonna have multiples of these around, right? That's gonna look nice. And also, we're gonna have multiples of these like this, all around, on the edges. But let me see just how big they should be. Actually, I think this looks good. The problem though is that how are we gonna merge these, because the GI is gonna look absolutely awful. So what if I try to combine using Boolean? Is there gonna work? Is that even gonna work? Okay, let me first do this. I'm gonna... So I made... oh shit, wait. Need to apply the scale. Whoops. Apply the scale. And now I can move... Yeah, I can actually... Oh, yeah. What I can do is... I can move the origin to the bottom. And then I can place each of these on the vertices. Like here. Not with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna manually, quickly rotate this. This should actually be exactly minus 180. And let's make these here, maybe. And then a few of them across, right? Something like this. Cool. That's a nice church. We already have something. And let's actually put a rock material, stone. House, stone. Cool. Okay, let's project a cube. Does it really work well? Okay, better. And for the roof, let's do a roof texture. Roof sign. And now we're gonna like... Is this going to work if we follow active quads? Length average. Nope, this didn't work. Yeah, because these are not quads. So I'm gonna unwrap these separately. And then I'm gonna unwrap this. Also separately. But I can do something like this. Oh, and the first mistake is that I did not put the church in a new layer so that I know that this is a church. So if I flatten this out, how terrible is... Oh, it actually looks really good. Oh, well, except for the crazy deformation of the edges. But, you know, no one is gonna notice this, right? Right, I think so. So let's take these to also be roofs. Like this. Okay, this is not pointing in the right way, so it should be flipped vertically. Flip vertically, and the other one is also should be flipped vertically, so I could have done it at the same time, but I didn't. That's okay. And this could be also a little bigger. Like this. Cool. Okay. Nice roof, except that the roof should be slightly, how do you say, off the limits. No, it should be slightly offset. So let's make a little, offset like okay, I did that. And then I'm gonna make another extension which is gonna fall over like this, so that we have this little how to say, offshoot extension of the roof. Okay, so now we have that, and let's put this in a separate. Okay, town church, or let's just call it church, because there's not like 100,000 different churches. Church, put it in its own layer, and also these cubes, which I guess are all the cubes, should also be in the church. Yep, and now I can select all. I can put it somewhere like here, perhaps, and I can try build a. Okay, let's also unwrap these. No, these are all the same actually. Let's use house stone and do a cube projection, and the cube projection should be a bit smaller. Okay, the top, maybe this, not bad. And now let's bake UVs. Let's see how this looks. Let's see how terrible this is gonna look. Bake. Oh, does not have colors. What I need to do is clear. Oh yeah, Northkey clear, which makes, and everything is black, as we can see, because of these buttresses are blocking all the sunlight. The stone of the church could be a bit smaller also. Yeah. I'll modify that. I noticed it as well. But yeah, I think that I'm gonna do another sort of pass on the textures later. And the thing is that because we have this perfect circle around, this should all be a single UV in practice. I just need to use the stone so that it doesn't get deformed when it rotates. Okay, so yeah, now it's perfectly smooth, and I can do something like this, except it should be mirrored. And I don't know if I should use this line of brick at the top. Maybe I should not. Cool. Okay, and then you can also see the split here. Well, fuck. I didn't know it's that visible, actually. And the front, of course, we didn't make that consistent. Okay, well, not bad for now. I'm gonna... Yeah, the thing is that one of the buttresses can actually cover this. Cover the hole. So yeah, there we go. We solved that. You could hide the texture seam behind the buttress. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Okay. So yeah, now what I can do is I can bake in this view. Oh, this buttresses actually don't look bad with the shading, but this looks terrible because the buttresses are in the way. So what I actually need to do now is I need to add a few more polygons. So first, yeah, the reason why this is so dark, the wall, is because all the vertices of the church are actually hidden somewhere. So, for example, this vertex is hidden below, right? It's hidden below the roof. And this vertex is hidden behind the buttress. So I need to have a few vertices which are not hidden around anything. So first I'm gonna add one polygon here. Or wait, is this loop already that? I think it is. Oh, but it does have a screwed up UV. Okay, let me add a new one. Okay, so here's one below the roof. And now if I try to bake, it should be lit. Yes, perfect. Okay. So now the problem is that these vertices are behind, these ones are behind the buttress. And let's try to make vertices in between. So like here, I'm gonna make a new... What is that gonna look like? Yeah, it's gonna light up this side, which might in the end look pretty good. But I think I fucked up here when I was cutting. Yeah, let me actually remove this loop because I don't need it. And yes, it completely screwed up the UVs. Amazing. Okay, let's not do that. Let's instead put this all the way up. And now I'm just gonna merge. Perfect. Okay, so we got rid of this loop by just moving it into other vertices. Okay, so I want to cut this, which is going to make this polygon. It doesn't matter. So let's do this. Let's cut these. And if I bake now, cool. We have some nicer uncovered vertices, but this these black diagonals are annoying. You could hide. Okay, that's not it. Oh. What if I do this? Okay. That looks slightly better. So maybe I should actually do that instead. So a little bit of chamfer. Sorry, not chamfer, bevel. I could move these a bit closer. And also, you know what? I think that I need to make sure that these polygons are actually cut like this. Does that make it better? Not so much. I'm not gonna care about it yet. But I think this already looks decent. I was mostly concerned about these buttresses looking terrible, but they do actually look pretty cool. With the shading, I mean. And now, because we have these cuts here, we fucked up completely this, which now I have to manually remove. I say we as if people on the stream are also responsible for everything I fuck up. Which is not the case. But yes, you do help me sometimes. So anything positive is good. Anything negative is my fault. Okay, we got rid of this problem here, which is pretty cool. But now we have this problem. What about this? Slightly better. I'm supervising. Yes, supervising. I don't need the bottom. Whoops. I don't need the bottom face. All the buttresses. Okay. So yeah, let's also add cuts in the side. Maybe should I do it like this? Should there be more buttresses? Or is this enough? Maybe this is enough. Ah, you see, this is the double-decker church. Oh, and it has a entrance on the side as well. Interesting. And it has some nice windows that, oh no, I'm gonna have to cut in. Buttresses are the waitresses at Hooters, right? Maybe. I don't even know what's Hooters. Okay, so let's first make the cuts over here. And then add 2 of those in between. So many polygons for this church. Okay, now it looks a bit better. Buttresses casting some light. Yeah, maybe they actually should have. What if I add a cut through here? What happens then? Nice, there's some more shadow. And then what I can do is I can also, so to prevent these diagonals, I can just cut here, this. And you know what? That actually looks great. That almost looks like it's light mapped. Like a pro. But actually, it's vertex mapped. Okay, let's actually add, multiply this with, so that we can see it both. Multiply with attributes, color attributes. Cool. So now we see it combined with the. Now we see it combined with vertex maps. Cool. That looks actually really good. And I should actually reduce this awful increased roughness. I mean, reduce the specular. Okay. Cool. That's very, very nice. Okay, let's do the these vertices. Also change the diagonals to here. Okay. Redo the bake. Oh, now it's a lot darker. Let's shade smooth. And then also not do these. Wait, I need to make sure that this is smooth. This is, I mean, there is a sharp 15, maybe? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, this roof should be sharp. Okay, and now if you bake. Okay, cool. So this is my final, except that these buttresses should all be combined in the end. But yeah, let's not. Hello, Farfadet. As you can see, I'm making a church, a classic French, using your your suggestion for this, but I'm combining several different churches. So I like this rounded and butt. So I'm using this from this church, but I'm kind of going for a different type of tower, maybe like this or like this. I don't want the twin tower like in your, or like this. Yeah, this one is not great. So yeah, let's do something like that tower. Let's make a cube. Oh, it's not even grounded. Oh, it is. Wait, I just moved it. Okay, so let's make sure that this is that, and the tower goes brr like this. And then let's make a roof. The roof is basically this. Cut, cut, and this. So that's the roof. I should probably church tower. I should probably include that as well. Oh shit! Deleted the hierarchy accidentally. Okay, selected that. Cool. Nice church. It already looks great. Oh! Rendering. Too fancy. Okay, let's put the stone texture since we're already there. and do a cube projection. Why is it black? Because it didn't clear. Nope, something else is the problem. We don't need the ground plane. We don't need the ground planes either here. So I hope we can hear the bell where we drive near the church. Oh shit, yes. I need to find a good bell sample. But only at the hour mark. So in the real life, when it's like 7 o'clock, there should be a bell tower. Need some vitrail. I guess you mean the windows. I like this little slope. And in the church, so I'm gonna add one. Like this. And of course, this roof should leak over a bit, like this. And then, of course, for our baking, we need to add a little bit of a cut there. So, why doesn't house stone, house roof, why doesn't this work? Byte color. Okay, let's bake and let's see what happens. Nothing happens. It's not this. Where is my tower? There it is. So the texture is okay. But what's not okay is this. When I look at in the actual preview, render preview. So why is that? I know why is that. That's because I don't, my color attribute is not called light map. There it is. Yeah. So I did the little bake, and as you can see, it has added shadow. Oh, this is cool. I can actually move the shadow by just moving this loop. I can be like, do I want it more shadowed or less? That's cool. Okay, and let's also add a little loop over here so that it gets shined on by the roof we have. Let's see if that looks any good. It did change slightly, but it's still quite separate from everything. Let's do a roof. I can just project from view from each side. Okay, so this and this. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna actually, if I do a cube projection, it should already, I think, split. So, I can now change a different material to the roof. Roof. Assign. Cool. And it's about the same. It is the same height. So I can go here and I can say roof and put this somewhere over here, and they're squashed by 2. So 0, 5. And there we have a nice church roof. Okay, so I hope. Okay, yep. It was for the peasants to tell it's time to go to the house. Maybe if you like play the game for too long, then they should go to the like leave the game. How to do preview in Blender? Preview of what? If you mean with the vertex colors, then you have to build a shader. So I did this one. Wait, that's a wrong one. I need the house. Oh, it's actually house wall. Wait a minute. House stone. I was using a wrong texture all along, a wrong material. To isolate the model, you press slash on your numpad. So when you select an object, you press slash, and then it will isolate a single object. So of course, if you want multiple objects, you just select them. Oh, and you can see here these beautiful shadows that are baked into the vertices. Very nice, from the buttresses. So yeah, I have this church layer, and then I can just select all the church objects and isolate them. So that's what I did. So yeah, I need an entrance. I need a magnificent door, kind of like this. Let's do an arch with a nice stairwell. Okay, so if we do this, and then do this, let's see how terrible this is gonna look. I'm completely ruining the UVs now, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna retexture it later. Sort of like this. Not that bad. And yeah, let's do a cut over here. And then we have this extruded part, and then there's the door. At my time we have 2 church. The second is this one tower. Somebody is writing to me on On Discord. I just found your amazing set of utils and I'm trying to use render text. Oh, I see. Someone is having a problem with my utilities, which might... Oh! I'm just looking at this church you sent. It's very similar. It actually has a gothic door with a little peak. Nice. There is some stair because of the height difference. I see. Okay, so I should probably do a gothic as well. Like, I need to have this. Like this. Oh, now this now this looks very Persian or something. We need to... Something like this. No, it totally fucked up everything because I should have done that before. Wait, let me delete this. And first I want to make a perfect arch. Okay? I think it needs to be taller. So something like this. I think that looks decent. Yeah. It's oriental. Okay, that's good. I think that's reasonable. So let's fill it up. Let's inset. And then I have the door. And what we can do with this inset is we can make a little protrusion. Maybe. Maybe something like this. So I wonder how this is gonna look when we bake shadows. This is way too high poly for for this game. Too many polygons. Too many polygons. Look at that. That looks too good. Okay. So I'm gonna remove a polygon, some polygons from here, just to make it a little less polygony. But now everything is fucked. Because I need to rotate this and then put it closer by hand. Oh. It needs to be more wide. This looks terrible. Oh, let's keep this. Let's not waste time. Okay, and of course we should make at least one more polygon around the door. for the light map. Oh, beautiful. Yes, exactly what I wanted. Yeah, so now I need to make sure that there's not too many polygons here. Okay. That's a bit that's a decenter. Cool. Okay, not bad. Let's not waste our time. So yeah, you say it should be wider, but I think it should actually be smaller. Or maybe yeah, or maybe the whole thing should be bigger. Yeah, it should definitely be wider. You're correct. So the door is almost the half of the church in that. Okay. So the thing is that I can't. The problem is that I can't just scale it sideways because that's gonna ruin the whole. The size. It's gonna squash everything. So instead, I make it sort of the shape, and then I'm gonna have to grab this and more like this, which is gonna also ruin everything. And then I need to just scale in the plane like this. I think this is good. And now I have to realign all these. Okay, let's rebake. Okay, a little bit brighter. Oh wait, now the angles have changed as well. Yeah, I think that the problem is that we need to make these a little bit more pronounced. So now it is sharp. Yeah. Okay, let's make this the door. Project from view. Do I have any church doors? I do have one arched, but it's not a church door. This is kind of a church door, except it doesn't have an arch. This is the closest I have. Nice. Doesn't look bad. And, of course, the rest of the church is... Whoops. The rest of the church... I should re-cube project. And then I'm gonna take these polygons. Let's actually create a seam here. Okay. Mark seam, and then I'm gonna select everything. except the middle one. And I'm gonna make it. Oh yeah, let's do a door as well. And you know what? Let's just use this texture over here on the side. 'Cause why not? This kind of looks churchy. And what is this thing in the back? Oh, I think it's actually okay. Let's project from view. I'm gonna split these. Gonna put it here. I'm gonna split these, put it here. And the bottom is gonna be this. Cool. And then for the arch, I don't know. I can quadrify it. Let's do that. Let's try that. Rectify. And then I can put it as well on this side. So it's not going to be nice in pixels, but it's going to look nice. There it is. Cool. We're only missing this little piece on the top. Nice AO. Oh, I missed it, but nice topology. Your material are only full Lambert, nothing else. Well, in the game, there's no Lambert. It's all unlit, but multiplied by the light map. So there is, I bake lighting in Blender, which gives me, but I bake it into vertex. So it's only vertex color, as you can see here behind these buttresses. So yeah, you can, I have also I have a view, vertex color view. Oh, that's the one what I was working on. So yeah, all the color is, the GI is baked into vertices. I thought I saw the car light working though, no. You can, yeah. I mean, the car is very special. It has there's ray casting going on. So I'm ray casting into the world. Now I can show you. And then I just dim the car, the entire car. So I'm ray casting towards the sun, and when I go into the shadow, what happens is that it just multiplies the whole car. So there's no actual projection of there's no like shadow maps, real-time shadow maps. It's just some ray casting. And also I have multiple ray casts, which is why you can be in the like in between. If that's what you meant. Oh wow, you raycast and get the texture value. It's not too heavy. No, I don't do textures. I don't even look up into textures. I just raycast, and if there's nothing in between me and the sun, it means that it means the car is fully lit. If the raycast hits something, that means it should be shaded. That's it. There's no, it's just physics raycast. There's no texture lookup. I think I have a tweet when I did this, when I was working on this. I don't have, whoops. Box felt off. Yeah, but I'm sorry that the stream is completely lost because I didn't save it. Oh, great. There's a beaver. You should actually see it somewhere. If you go through my old tweets. Every parameter of the camera. It's somewhere there. Yeah, I even have this night, which is just lighting up the ball of lights in front of the car. Ah, there it is. Is it? No, raycasts, no. Oh, there it is. Here it is. So, this is how it works. This is the tweet. You can see these green rays are actually there's a bunch of green rays. They're checking if there's something blocking the view. And the reason why they're scattered is because the shadow is soft. So yeah, if something blocks, I just darken the whole car. So the way that it works is just I just pass a single color to the shader and it just darkens the whole car. So you see, it's completely blocked. So there's intersecting with the tunnel. When it goes out of the tunnel, it's fully lit again. But the thing is that there's also a bit of smoothing of the color. So it's not like exactly one raycast, except in this case I had a lot of raycasts, but now I think I maybe have like 8 or 10 raycasts, so it's not that many. I saw the car at night too. I think there's lighting in the shader here. Yeah. So the car. Wait, I actually have. I think I have it somewhere. I can show you quickly. If I go into shaders, what are the shaders? Drive, resources, standard shader. So here is the lights. And I need to remember how I did this. Yeah, I think it's actually this. Light position is car matrix. Let's try this and then do this. Is it gonna break? I think it works. Wait. Oh. Is there light? There is no. This is the correct shader, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. So yeah, you can see I can just change shaders on the fly. Whoops. But yeah, oh no, there is light. There is. It's a little bit discoloration. Okay, so now it works. Maybe it didn't recompile. So yeah, this is, and the way it the way the headlights work is, you can see it's simply in the shader I pass it the car matrix, and this is just the offset. So move it like 10 meters in front, and then it's a simple SDF sphere, and just light it, and then in the end I just mix it with the lit ball. That's it. Probably a pixel distance to light and the quadratic. It's not even quadratic, it's just distance. You see, it's just using distance, so it's kind of like a fall off. I did this quickly on one of the streams when Farfaday, not somebody, suggested using light. So the thing is that I can change the global colors. So if I put the main color to like black, it kind of looks like night now, as you can see. Make it a bit, you know, bluer. Something like this. And there, we have converted the game into night. And also, because the rear lights are completely unlit, it's just looks nice. It looks very angry. Let's see how the whoops. Let's see how the town looks during the night. So scary. Not bad. So yeah, as you can see, there's actually no like shadow casting. There's no proper shadow maps. It's just trickery. Love your little engine. Thanks. Yes, Farfaday, it's your fault. Everything is your fault. Okay. Let's go back to the church. Let's make little stairs. And then I want to try out with the mouthful. Yeah, I didn't eat much today, so I'm just eating some plasma cakes, salty plasma cakes. Okay, and okay, so what kind of stairs should I have? Should I have circular stairs or just square stairs? These are square stairs, but some churches have circular stairs. Actually, I think square stairs are better because it kind of they fit the style of the game better. So, what's the height of the stairs? Did you remember, kids? 0.18. 0.18. That's the most typical height of human stairs. 18 centimeters high and 28 centimeters deep. I thought, I should make a little sheet of like the most common measurements. By the way, I studied architecture, in case you didn't know. So in architecture, there's this thing called Neufert. Neufert? Architect's data. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a compendium of all the dimensions, all the human dimensions of, how much you need space for stretched arms, and basically it's a book that tells you all the measurements about how to build your, I don't know, kitchen, how to, what are the right measurements for doors, for kitchen elements, sinks, how tall things. Yeah, this is exactly. So it's very useful for game development as well when you're like, yeah, how much space do you need to have? This is cool. How much space you need to have to like bend down and not hit your lunch with the face. For example. Yeah, and if there is a window that you can look through the window and not see other people through it. Cool. So yeah, there's a lot of these measurements that you need to know. Yeah, so just look for Neufert and you will get the architect's data. It's very useful for yeah. So in architecture, we learned this. You know, I mean, for every project you're using Neufert, and it's actually this generation of architects. So like it started like 150 years ago or something. Ernst Neufert, yeah, like a long time ago, and then his son did like a second generation of the books, and then his grandchild did you know more versions of the books and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a pretty big book, and it has a lot of measurements like this. But yeah, it's one of those things that you kind of get to know when you start. All these measurements are things that kind of get into your brain once you start doing architecture. Uh, so, the first stair, and now we're gonna make things like this, and the second stair. And you know what? Let's do not this view, but the other view, the textured view. No, not the textured view. Let's go into the general. And it's not even showing me what are the stairs? Okay. Church stairs. Select objects, isolate. Make sure that this is 18. And we can do another one. 18. Okay, let's take this away, and let's do another stair. Let's do one more. And that's about our church entrance. And I'm gonna collapse this, and I'm gonna delete all the sides. And now we have a nice stairwell, which we can put next to the church. And I'm gonna flatten it out a bit. And maybe like this. Okay, that's decent. Maybe a bit too flat. Something like this. You can delete the bottom faces too. Yeah, I always forget to delete the bottom faces. So, yeah, as you can see, I have remembered to delete these bottom faces, but not all of the things. What texture should I use for this? What if I use the doors as well? Just like I did with this. And then I can cube project. And I'm gonna use this again. Maybe. Let's see how that looks. That looks okay. Let me take only these frontal ones, and then we have the side ones. Oh, they are correct. Let's put them in their side. And these ones. And then we have the top faces. Well, I have this nice dirty pixel thing. Cool. Okay, well, not bad. It's a bit bland compared to the church. But that's what the church stairs are meant to be. Maybe. Okay, let's do a vertex bake. Like I had it. Okay. Okay. And let's see how terrible this is gonna look. Bake. Oh, that's actually not that terrible. Except for this, the vertex over here. And if I rebake the tower, yeah, it kind of makes this ugly blackness. But I think it's actually not that bad when combined. Okay. Let's actually try in game. Let's actually try this in game. You can delete the bottom of a big stone. Big stone. Big stone. Let's try it in game. I'm gonna move this house. And I'm gonna put the church for now over here. Yeah, the stairs. The slope is awful. Let's put it above ground for now. Yeah, the thing is that my whole town is sloping. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to make the bottom of the church flat. Okay. What happened to this? Why is it so... Oh, right. Because the stone. Because I'm using the stone and they're not using light map color. It doesn't matter. So let's just output this to Monty Road. Is it? No, I don't think it's actually correct. Yeah, it should have been here. Some church have a kind of skirt when built on non-flat terrain. I'm afraid to Google church skirts. Okay, here is the church. That looks really good with the darkening as well, and then the tower, which is visible from far away. Except, yes, we do need some tower windows. So yeah, this door looks pretty cool. Majestic. Every time I press the forward button, it steps on the gas on throttle. Yeah, this seam looks terrible, but we can hide it behind the buttress. And these buttresses are lit up because they're all very... Yeah, because they're all the same object, actually. They're all the same... if you go... They're all the same meshes. And this is cool about GLTF, that it actually keeps the primitives. So it's aware that if I go through the scene, there you should be able to see some... Yeah, these cubes, those are actually the buttresses. As you can see, I can hide them. But you can see that they're using mesh number 30. And this buttress is also using mesh number 30. So they're all instances, which is cool. The game actually understands which instances are what. Okay. Yeah, that looks really nice. I'm gonna keep this church. But let's put it on flat ground. So I'm gonna need your help. I am actually surprised they managed to make this church in like one hour. But yeah, it does miss a few windows and stuff, which I don't know. Maybe I should add it like sprites or something on top. I don't want to punch holes into the church now. No. For the beginning, let's at least combine these buttresses. Put a stone butt. What's a stone butt? Let's combine these. And I'm going to combine it with the church as well, right? No, wait. Did I forget? Did I delete this polygon? I didn't. I don't need this polygon inside. Okay, cool. And I don't need the bottom one. Another thing is that these buttresses are actually kind of decorated. They leak out. They leak. I mean, they're kind of like they have these. Where are my cool buttresses? They're in Google Maps. There it is. So they have these things, these like little skirts. And I'm afraid of adding them because I'm afraid that it will completely fuck up the lights. But let's actually try. Let's try adding these little... oh, well. They're not perfectly aligned. Just a little bit. Adding some tiny bit of detail. Sort of like this. And then they kind of extend sideways. Like this. Is it even noticeable? If I bake, does it change anything? It doesn't really change anything. And if I bake the church... Yeah, it's good. It's good. I can add them. But they're completely invisible. I do need to have a little bit of a different, maybe UV on them. So that they become a bit noticeable. Maybe put one of the lighter bricks. Hey, that doesn't look that bad, actually. Maybe, oh yeah, like this. So that there's this little roof on top. Hey, that's not bad. That looks pretty cool. And then on top, I don't need to add one more on top, I think. I think this edge is already kind of there. There is this lit part anyway. So yeah, a little bit of detail. A little bit of detail. Some stone under the church to me. Okay, sorry. Add some gargoyles. Right. I'm not gonna model gargoyles. Unless there's like a texture of gargoyle. Gargoyle alpha texture. Oh, somebody made them. Sample. Second Life Marketplace. Great. I could take this and isolate the gargoyle. Yeah, but it's not legal. Is there any kind of open source? If you find an open source image of a gargoyle, and that is easy to isolate from the background, then I could make it into an alpha. Some gargoyles, okay. Some stone under the church to meet with the ground. Oh, you mean the bottom of the church? In the big church, if you look at the front door, there's a dog statue. There's a dog statue? Okay. I'm not gonna make dog statues. But you know, the stone that meets the ground, it makes sense, because I also have them in the houses, in these houses. In the other houses. Yeah, like this bottom thing. This bottom plane. The bottom sequence of polygons is kind of that. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna add that. Just so. Yeah, like this. And one more thing, I can kind of extend it a bit, like this. It kind of looks neater, maybe. And okay, sort of like that. Let's put it slightly closer. And don't worry that the UV is completely fucked. And then we have this extension. I'm going to seam this, take all of it, and then cube projection. Cube projection it, and then add, yeah, let's put, yeah, I can basically kind of rescale this to be smaller. Like, I put some big stones. Oh, shit. It's the whole thing. Okay, so this. So I can just make this smaller on the UV, and that automatically makes for bigger stones. Something like this. Maybe. Is it even visible? What if I use this top thing? Yeah, the lighting is too different. So maybe just using this part over here. Okay, that's better, I think. Okay, and now I also want to do the same thing for my buttress. So I'm gonna have the same trick. Something like this. And unwrap into a cube. Rescale it to match approximately with this. Something like this. Yeah, not bad. Okay. And that's about it. Maybe I'm gonna just offset this so that it's not using the same exact stone on both sides. Okay, so this part can now be in the ground. And what we can finally do is we can... Oh, and there's also the tower, which I completely forgot to join with the main... Oh, fuck. The dog statue is for thanks to the dogs who help the inhabitant to kill the rodents. Oh! Well, amazing. That's amazing. Some really nice bit of history there. Thanks for that. Beautiful trivia. Okay, so now let's bake and see how terrible it looks. Oh, that looks decent. Okay, cool. Nice. Alright, so what I want to do now... Actually, let me raise this buttress a bit. I think it kind of looks cooler if it's a little bit raised. And at the same angle as the church, but then we fucked up these UVs. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it when it comes to buttresses. I'm gonna combine all these. And now we should have a more unique view of the bake. Okay, there it is. So the buttresses in the back are now dark. Perfect. Wow. This looks great. This looks so good. And why is this not smoothed? Okay, it is. I just didn't rebake. Cool. That's some nice lighting there. Why didn't you put the stairs in front of the road? Yeah. I could. But yeah, I haven't positioned the church correctly. Okay, so there's the church. It looks very nice. The front door is lit. The buttresses back are in the shadow. It's a bit too dark, though. Without the frame buffer. Oh, I didn't redo the I didn't redo the bake of this one. So now there's church casting shadow onto all the houses. And even the the little fence. There we go. Now it's so dark in here. On the back side of the church. Let's drive around. Oh. I didn't revert the shader. Yeah, this is kind of cool, having to drive around the church. The backside of the church. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, now you need to add some cemetery, yeah. Cool. You can see the textures are the same. I'm gonna have to wiggle them a bit. Okay, but the entrance is nice. So, what do we do? So yeah, I said I need your help. What I meant by I need your help... Oh yeah, the cool thing is that you can see the church from far away now. And maybe it should be bigger. I mean, look, the houses are basically the same size as the church. I think the church should be bigger, for sure. But anyway, yeah, but then I need to also make the entrance smaller. I think there is no cemetery in the mountain to not contaminate the water. Maybe, I don't know. Where did they put their dead then? Northgate. Hello. Hello, Kijidash. Wait, we have 2 dashes in the chat. There was another dash in the beginning. There's then dash, and there's KG dash. Anyway, hey Notke, how are you doing the frame buffer palatalization? Imposter, yes. No, I'm joking. How are you doing palatalization? The colors seem to be very low contrast with a lot of gray. Well, it's just a shader. It's just there is the shader. It's a fragment shader, and it's very, very basic. It's just, as you can see, I'm just like having 8. I'm just rounding to 8. So that's basically it when it's without. Yeah, I'm just rounding. So yeah, if I did more, I could do like or less. I could do 2 steps, as you can see. Oh wow, so green. So you say there's a lot of grays, and I think, oh, the church looks so mysterious now, and of course there's some fog. So the fog is changing the look of everything. I think that the fog is much bigger deal here. And the fog is, yeah, this is the fog color. So I can just change it. Can make the color dark, red. So cool. This is like a horror game now with a church. Ting. Horror in a French village. What do you say? That's the next game. Looks good. Looks so bloody. Are you going to add some dithering? Well, maybe. I don't know. Horror rally game. It's a new thing. Yeah. Run away from the ghosts. Can you even drive? the whole world is just gray. Okay, what if we go up to the awesome 3 steps? Okay, a little more. Yeah, what happens if I just do 1? There's actually more colors with 1, and there's no gray. Now this is cool. This looks like that game. What was the name of that game that I see on Twitter? What the FPS with the rear view mirror. I'm only asking because I want a journey. I went on a journey my own, making palatalization shader, and the inaccurate colors drove me crazy. Until I made my own LUT generator in Oclab color space. Right. Cool. It's a souvenir. What is a souvenir? Oh, I didn't even realize that I turned all the way around. And the rally car looks so scary now in the shadow, with just the glow of the brakes. So scary. Cool little town. Wow, this actually looks pretty cool with the town. Look at that. Okay, let me push the fog a bit so that I can see the bridge in the background. Okay, now it is a bit too much. Too much detail. This is how the game is supposed to look. Oh, but I don't see anything. The headlight is now only lighting. Wow, the church is so cool. Oh, I just fell off. Here, I came to the church. There's blood all below the church is blood. Okay. I can post a showcase of it in your Discord if you're interested. Sure, yeah, do it. Put it in game dev or somewhere. Yeah, let me get this back to where I had it. Okay, I think I'm gonna slowly shut down. Oh, it's 2.5 hours. Gonna slowly end. Just gonna see if somebody is. Just give me a minute to check if somebody is. Yeah. Because I need to go to this party tonight. Just checking if somebody is calling me. Actually, I need to check when it starts. Okay. I think it's a good sign when you're enjoying messing around in your game so much. Well, I don't know if it's good sign or is it like just avoiding the stuff that I need to do. You know. Okay. So anyway, let's see. Let's see. Where was I? Where was I? Church. So yes, I ask you. I need your help. What I meant by that is I need your help at positioning things in the town. I'm not exactly sure where to place things. Oh, I have a. Why? Why does this thing? Did I intend there to be? And I can't remember now. Did I intend there to be another road? I don't know. So yeah, where do I exactly place? Let's make this part of the tower so that I only have two objects. Oh, this is not an object. Okay. What is this? Cube church. What's the name of it? Buttresses. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot the cross on top. This is gonna be religion agnostic game. So, where do I place the church? Actually, yesterday when I was working on this gate, or yesterday, 2 days ago, I made this gate. I made this fence, and I said, "Well, this would be a perfect church fence." And then when I put it over here, I realized that it has a perfect view towards the bridge, and so I was like, "Okay, maybe let's actually delete this because they're not nice." Anyway, it's an old house. Did I actually even change something on them? I don't think I did. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make new houses anyway. So let's delete these. But yeah, I was thinking about either placing the church here. Here. Or, as you have suggested, facing the street. But then I still have this giant hill, which I need to flatten or something. I think it's a good sign. Okay, and the windows. Yep, and the windows. What? Um. So yeah, placing the church here is nice. If I want, because I can like, you have this view towards the church. It's like, oh my god. You're coming in and you're about to strike the church. Or, I was also thinking about putting the church over here somewhere, but it's kind of hidden behind the houses. And I'm gonna make my rally road going around anyway. Another thing is I can put it over here, right? Somewhere here. And then I have a nice entrance and the church. Well, this is actually cool to have the church on this side of the slope. And then another thing, I can put it where it was when I was working on it. And the cool thing is that I can both drive around the back where this this curve is, and I can see the entrance. There's the church, who has a road on the slope. Accepter, infirmer. No, I want to en savoir plus, and then something. Refuser. Refuse everything. Refuse, refuse. Refuse, 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 refuse. And then nothing. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm just gonna accept. That's what I do to you. Okay. The fuck? Okay. I need to zoom in. I see. It's like below the ground. Anyway, it's the second church in Midtown. Oh yeah, that's the second one. Yeah, that's the second one that I've already seen. So yeah, the church could be anywhere. It could be even here. So yeah, I don't know. Oh no, this is impossible. I could put some houses there. But not the church. Oh, and you forget the clock. The clock? Oh, there should be a clock on the tower? Oh, right. Damn. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna add that another time. And of course, the clock now needs to work as well, right? Because it's not a proper. I'm not a proper game developer if it doesn't work. And I think the church should actually be bigger, so I am not sure what to do. Maybe it can even be something like this oriented, or this oriented, disoriented, and then we can make it bigger. Whoa, too big. Some village has small church. Yeah, it might be just a small church, but we could make the tower higher. So maybe church over here is not bad. Instead of those houses. So yeah, we can... You know what? Let's put a church here. Let's see how it actually looks shaded when I bake. So of course it's gonna be dark from this side, which sucks. But it's gonna be lit from this side, and there's a lot of fucked up shading. Great. And of course we're gonna have to move this hill a bit. The big church has a statue on the sun clock. Whoa! That's a very that's a very weird statue with a lot of moss. Has he been punctured through the chest? Okay, let's put this in line for... Okay, let me put this like that so that we can make an entrance into the church. And I'm gonna move the ground slightly. Just for the church. Let's rebake. Wait, why is this... Ah, there is another vertex here. And is there another vertex inside? Is it because of this one? Right. Actually, let's keep it like this. And let me rebake this. And I'm gonna rebake that. And I'm gonna rebake these. I'm gonna remove this gate, this fence for now. Not bad. Let's put a row of houses just to see how it looks like. And I'm gonna rebake this. Put in some rebake the ground as well. Okay. And rebake this, maybe. Okay, let's try this with the church over there. You've used Unity for some of your previous games. What made you want to make a game with Scratch? It's well, it's a interesting question because I didn't intentionally want to make a game in my engine. Oh, the houses are too dark. Let's remove the headlights. Oh, I didn't have to actually go out. So I didn't intentionally make a new engine just to go away from Unity. What I did was I just started making an engine for fun. It was just a thing where, I've never used C++ really. I've only learned it a bit a long time ago, but I never used C++ before for anything realistic. And so I was like, okay, let me try. People say that you shouldn't make your own engine. It's bad. It's it's very hard. That people said it's very hard. That's the thing. And I said, okay, let's see how hard is it. And so I decided to try out making my own engine. And I realized that it's not hard. It's not hard at all. The only problem is there's so many things to implement. That's the main problem. It's not hard. It's just it's just too much. Huh, why is the church tower not lit? That's kind of strange. I guess I forgot to rebake. Is it interesting? But yeah, here's the church coming in. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's boring. It's not interesting at all. But yeah, and the truth is that I never intended to do anything with my engine. It was just like, it was just a toy, kind of. People use this term, toy engine. I guess it was a toy. The church isn't visible enough. Yeah, it's not. So yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the placement of the church. I wanted to rebake this because... Oh wait, it did bake. Why did it not export with the bake? Okay, there's two different light maps for some reason. Interesting. Anything else that uses two different light maps? No. So yeah, I was saying, I like that. You like a challenge. Yeah, it's kind of like, let's see how hard it is to make a engine, because people say it's hard. And so it turned into like, okay, well, that's cool, but then I worked on it for like 2 weeks. And there was actually this jam, what was it, the horror PS1 jam. And actually you can find this Northgate Bachelor. This game was actually made in 2 weeks after making the engine. Like, after I started making the engine, 2 weeks later, I had this. I made this game. It's nothing interesting, right? There's so many things missing from the engine, but yeah, like I had even this this weird frame effect, as you can see, and I used some old models I had. I loaded them up. You can walk around. And there's some houses which are like, yeah, this is like an inverted shader, right? I just use invert to make it look interesting. And I used some like this wiggling shader that wiggles the vertices, by like rounding out. Yeah, and I made this thing. It's nothing special. But I thought, okay, one day I might use it for something, but I never really thought that I would use it for anything. And then one day I was like, okay, let's try making a small, because yeah, there was this Godot jam as well. There was a Godot jam where I made this small rally game. You Godot. Yeah, this one. Oh, somebody made a video. What's the title? Every PC rally game. Every PC rally game. Somebody made okay. So I made this. And yeah, and then I was playing around. So the driving physics is my own, and I thought, oh, this is fun. What if I actually make a rally game with my own engine? And that was kind of it. Like what if, and then I just started making this the game. That's it. The fence is good for the cemetery. Yeah, it's actually perfect. I'm gonna put coffee for. I'm gonna put coffee. I'll be back. What's the. How long? Oh, shit. Okay, I might need to go. Okay, actually, I've already been streaming for almost 3 hours. And I need to go to this party at 9. What if I add a night mode? That was your idea, not mine. So yeah, I never intended to make anything with the engine, but I thought, you know what, maybe it's it's a huge learning experience. That's it. But yeah, I'm really starting to hate C++. Just like I'm starting to understand why people hate it. And yeah, but I also like it. I also like how like direct it is with memory and stuff, and you can do it's so much more powerful than C sharp. You know, there's always some things that you get frustrated in C sharp with, and you can't optimize, you can't do anything with it. And in C++, you can just like create a block of memory of random bytes, and you can just do whatever you want there. It's pretty cool, but also pretty unsafe. And yeah, almost the whole game, almost the whole engine is on the stack. this engine. Except for assets. So meshes, of course, I have memory for them, for the buffers and stuff. But most of the engine, all the parameters, all the car stuff actually lives in the stack, because it's not so much data. It must be. It must feel good to know that you made everything. It kind of is, except when you're using other people's libraries. You know, I am using quite a lot of libraries at the end, because there's OpenGL stuff and yeah, all these things. Wait, yeah, Bullet. I'm also using Bullet for physics. And of course, I'm using the standard library. GLTF reader, that's not mine. And audio is from SoLoud is the engine that I'm using. So yeah, there's a lot of other people's libraries. Also, I'm using GLM for maths, and yeah, lots of other little libraries. So I didn't make everything, but a lot of it. And then yeah, trying to use other people's libraries, trying to figure out how to use them and stuff. That's still annoying. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to go in like 5 minutes as well, because I need to go to the party. And maybe no, I'm not gonna stream tonight for sure after the party, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to do it earlier tomorrow and finally finish the damn town, and then proceed on to the other proceed on some coding. I did have a list of stuff that I want to do today, which is like houses, wooden shed, procedural curved buildings, church. I did nothing. I only did the church. So, yeah. Great. Anyway, what are some of the if you need other idea like night mode. I'm not good enough to make my own game. I tried Unity, it's fun but never perfect. If you don't know how to do stuff, okay, I need to go back. I think there's a lot of things that are quite similar still, like in both. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna end this stream in like 5 minutes, but while I'm talking, I can also drive around. So, you know. So yeah, what was I talking about? The using your own versus somebody else's. At the end, I think that what is the church is missing from here now. It's unusual to me. So the thing is that Unity gives you so many cool tools, and most importantly, it gives you an editor, which I don't have, right? I don't have an editor. I'm just doing everything over Blender and placing things placing things in the scene, and then GLTF loads them, and then of course if I want to use any other things, then I can just use the only thing I have is you can go through the scene where scene, and you can browse each object. And the thing is that you can even move some objects around. So, for example, let's see, Townhouse 3. Which one is it? Well, it's not even, I don't even see it. Okay, where's the church? Where's the church? Ah, there it is. Oh, I fell off the map, I think. Okay, so what you can do is you can move stuff. That's as much as my editor can do. But you can only, this is only used for testing, like which, oh, the sound is totally broken. This is only for testing, like, which is this object? That's basically what I'm using it for. And scaling and, checking if everything works, if you scale, if you rotate. Pretty much that's what I use it for. But it's not, it's not a full-blown editor because I don't kind of need it. But yeah, Unity gives you the editor and it's very nice. It's very nice to be able to just test everything on the fly. You can pause the game and check the parameters, and it's such a useful tool, and it's so easy to prototype things and make new stuff. And yeah, and sometimes in my own engine, I just stumble upon some stupidity, some memory issue, like I did a few days ago on the stream. And then you spend 3 hours trying to fix it because, yeah, it's your own engine. And yeah, I think it's it's a double-edged sword. One other thing is that I've never published, well, except the Betula thing, but I don't actually know what problems I yet have because everything so far works on my computer. Hashtag works on my computer. I have no idea what doesn't work. I think there's a sane limit to making things from scratch. Otherwise, you'd end up mining your own copper ore to make wires in a processor for it to count itself. Yeah, exactly. I mean, just as as I said, I'm using libraries, but I'm using Windows. I'm using operating system commands, instructions. So, of course, I'm not gonna invent a new operating system. But yeah. Well, there are some game developers that invent their own languages, Jonathan Blow, to make their own game. But yeah, it's yeah, everything is kind of everything is a compromise in the end anyway. So yeah, you might use Unity, but then make everything look bland and exactly the same like all other games. Uh, anyway, yes, I think that making a game like this, which is relatively small, is fine in a custom engine. You know, or if you're making like a 2D game, that's totally fine. But then, what the hell is this? I don't even remember. Sleep a bit. What? No, I think I was just checking something here. I don't even remember what I did here. Yeah, and at the end of the day, you can't have everything in your brain. As you can see, I can't remember what this was. Uh, yeah, I probably had some problem with the mesh, and then I was checking it. So yeah, you can't have everything in your brain. You forget things, and sometimes it's a lot nicer when you use something very simple like Unity. Unity is like a black box. You don't need to think about how everything is implemented, how memory is laid out. You just need to think about your objects and what scripts you do, and yeah, and that's it. And the fewer things you put in your brain, the easier it is to work on a game. But yeah, then if when I'm going through my own codes, I'm like, what was that? What is this? I need to remember. So yeah, everything is kind of a double-edged sword. So yeah, well, that was it for this stream. I'm gonna end now. I made a church. Thanks for being on the stream. And watching me make a little church. That's everything I managed to do. And yeah, the nice buttresses, which create shadow, which we baked with vertices, looks very nice. And yeah, it looked pretty decent in these in the screenshots. And also, we had some fun making weird yeah, weird art with how do you call them? Squashed palettes. So evil. Looks so evil. Those eyes. Okay. Well, I hope on the next one I'm gonna finally finish the damn town. And yeah. So, thanks for being on the stream. Any last questions? Or I'm gonna go. Nice. This one is cool. So yeah, I made most of the screenshots I made today is just of the 1-bit textures, kind of. Okay, so yeah, thanks for both dashes. Thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoyed. I'm probably gonna do a stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. So be ready. I'm gonna try to make it at 3 p.m. If I don't make it, maybe at 4 p.m. Depends on the party tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna try not to drink too much. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye.